Oliver Bearman made his F1 debut with Ferrari at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix on Saturday. Dutch F1 commentator Oliver Bearman harshly claimed that Oliver Bearman could have been closer to teammate Charles Leclerc at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. The British teenager was called in at late notice to replace Carlos Sainz, who was diagnosed with appendicitis after completing FP2 on Thursday. Previously, the 18-year-old's experience had been limited to a handful of FP1 sessions with Haas in 2023. But Bearman was thrown into the deep end, starting his first Grand Prix at one of the most demanding racetracks on the F1 calendar. Despite the odds being stacked against him, Bearman didn't struggle in the spotlight. The Essex-born racer narrowly missed out on Q3 in qualifying but turned in an eye-catching display during the race. Following an immense stint on hard tires, Bearman held off Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton to finish in P7, picking up 6 points on debut. This received a sympathetic response from GT3 driver Indy Dante, who replied, "You're right that he does just have to perform and he's hired to do that, of course. But it's just having respect for a guy like that who is so young and getting in." Mole is correct to note that there was a gap in performance between Leclerc and Bearman in Saudi Arabia. The former qualified on the front row and converted that into a podium for Ferrari, taking the checkered flag behind race winner Max Verstappen and his Red Bull teammate Sergio Perez. While Leclerc ended the race just over 18 seconds behind Verstappen, Bearman was 42.7 seconds further back from the Red Bull star. This data, however, comes with the major caveat of this being the Brits' Grand Prix debut. Making your debut on the tricky streets of Jeddah is challenging enough, but Bearman didn't even get the luxury of learning the track layout during FP1 and FP2. Instead, the teenager was thrust into qualifying with just one practice session under his belt. He then navigated the race without an issue, extracting impressive performance out of the SF24 while staying out of the barriers. While more experienced drivers such as Lance Stroll, Daniel Ricciardo and Kevin Magnussen ran into issues, Bearman kept a cool head and converted valuable points for Ferrari, beating 7-time champion Lewis Hamilton in the process.